Good afternoon, students. I am very happy to meet you in this online session for grade 10. I hope you are well and fine at your home. Last class, I taught you tense uses of tense for the past three classes. So you got somewhat idea about uses of tense. Okay, when you come for class, I will give more sentences. Then it's very easy to do this uses of tense and how to find out the verbs. Okay, read the rules what I taught in the class. At the same time, we have textbook back exercises. Do it. Okay. Today I am going to teach you Unit 4, Unit 6, Prose, the last lesson by Alphonse Daudy. Okay, all of you take your textbook. Today I am going to take the new lesson, the last lesson by Alphonse Daudy. All of you take page number 162. Okay, last class Anu ma'am gave some study portion for you. Okay, today I will give some study portion. Okay, according to the study portions you read well. Okay, so last class I gave some sentence for you in uses of tense. Okay, who is this Alphonse Daudy? Means he was a French novelist as well as a short story writer. Okay, he was a French novelist as well as a short story writer. This story, the last lesson, sets in the time of Franco-Persian War. Okay, the Franco-Persian War happened 1872 71, which led by this France was defeated by the Persians. Who were the Persians in those days? German people, German and this Poland and certain part of this Austria were called as this Persia. Okay, so it was led by Bismarck and defeated the France. Okay, so they occupied the place called Alsace and Lorraine from the French part. Okay, so in this lesson we are going to see that. Okay, all of you take the lesson. Okay. Before moving into the lesson, the last lesson, okay, the lesson is set in the days of this already I said, yes, French-Persian War that happened 1872 71. Okay, Persians, I already said, Persia means nowadays no Persia. In those days it was German people, then Poland, and as well as a certain part of Austria were called as Persians. Okay, this Persians defeated this France and took away the part of this Alsace and Lorraine. Okay, what is the importance of Alsace and Lorraine? Okay, that is very important. So I am not going very deep into the history of Alsace and Lorraine, but how important this Alsace and Lorraine. Okay, the loss of Alsace and Lorraine was a major cause of anti-German German feeling in France. Okay, from 1871 to till the First World War 1914. Okay, you already studied about First World War till 1914. They had a anti-German feeling in France. Okay, then France also suffered, okay, because they lost this Alsace and Lorraine. Alsace and Lorraine is famous for iron ore bed. Okay, so natural resources, iron ore, they will get from this Alsace and Lorraine. At the same time, iron and steel making industries. Okay, one is they have iron ore deposits in this Alsace and Lorraine. Alsace and Lorraine were famous for natural resources. Another one is this iron and steel industries were famous in this part, Alsace and Lorraine. Okay, that is the reason why this Alsace and Lorraine has importance in the history. Okay, then come to our lessons. Okay, so this oppressor and oppressed. Oppressor means those who are ruling this place. Okay, so now this Alsace and Lorraine is in the hands of Germany. So this oppressors, the German people or this group of people, okay, German not only wanted the territory, okay, just capturing the territory. That is not only their aim. Okay, once upon a time, okay, 200 years back, this British people, they came to India, they ruled India. Okay, they have brought languages, their culture, their dress code, all the things still we are following. Yes or no? Like that, the German people, okay, they want to dominate over their language, their culture. They bring all the things and take away the identity of this French people. That is the aim of this German or the Persians. Okay. So in this lesson we are going to see, okay, how it impact the schools in Alsace and Lorraine. Okay, so that is very important. That is the lesson, the last lesson. Okay, how it impact the schools in Alsace and Lorraine. So in this story, the hero of this story is a small boy. Okay, like a normal student. Okay, very poor in his studies, who is not willing to go for school. Okay, so in this lesson, in that day, okay, the last lesson in that day, he had a homework. That was he wanted to study the participle. Okay, rules of participle. Okay, in this lesson we are going to see whether our hero has studied the lesson, or whether what kind of things happen in the last lesson by Alphonse Daudet. Okay, come. So all of you take the textbook. So already I said about this author's introduction. Okay, Alphonse Daudet was a French novelist and short story writer. Then this last lesson is set in the days of Franco-Persian War. France was defeated by Persia, led by Bismarck. Persian then consists of what now are the nations of Germany, Poland and parts of Austria. Already I said. Okay, come this lesson. Okay, this lesson is set in the days of France-Persian War. France was ruled by Bismarck. Persia then consists of what now are the nations of Germany, Poland and parts of Austria. The Persian defeated the French, and the districts of Alsace and Lorraine fell into the hands of Persians. The oppressors not only wanted the territory but dominated over the language and culture of the Germans, thus to take away their identity. Read the lesson to find out what impact this had on life at schools. Okay, how the impact come into the life of the school. Okay, come. I started for school very late that morning and was in a great dread of a scolding, especially because M. Hamel had said that he would question us on participle, and I did not know the first word about them. Okay, come for vocabulary part. Dread means, write the meaning of dread, great fear. Okay. Dread means great fear. Okay, you all know very well. Okay, each day, okay, we get some study portions. If you are not reading that study portions, when you go for school, what is the condition? Okay, this psychological condition of a student, you all know very well. Yes. So like that here. Okay, this boy, this small boy, it was very late. Okay, for this boy was going for school because he got some work from the school. M. Hamel was the teacher of that school. He gave some homework, that was to read the rules of participle. But this small boy did not know even a single word about the rules of participle. That was the condition. And did not know the first word about them. For a moment I thought of running away and spending the day out of doors. It was so warm, so bright. Okay, see. So another second thought in his mind to run away, not to go for school, to escape from that place and spend the time outside of the school. Okay, so it was very warm day. Okay, that was the second idea in the mind of our narrator. The birds were chirping at the edge of the wood, and in the open field back of the sawmill, the Persian soldiers were drilling. Okay, just come to the point. Okay, so you are very aware of the lesson. Okay, it was happened during the France-Persians war. So in that war, these Persians occupied the places of Alsace and Lorraine. So they were going to take the charge of this French territory, Alsace and Lorraine. That was the condition. At the time, what was going on means in the open side at the back of the mill, a drilling exercise was going on, well organized. Okay, this Persian army, if you think about the Persian army, they were well arranged, okay, well disciplined, okay, group soldiers were in Persian's army. Okay, so there was a drilling work was going on at the time. Okay, so the atmosphere was very clear. Okay, so he had a second thought to run away from the school. It was all much more tempting than the rules of participles, but I had the strength to resist and hurried off to school. Tempting means, right, the meaning of tempting, to attract. So, small children, they like very much to go and see this drilling exercise or how it was going on. Okay, when comparing to going for school, he can spend the time in this type of activities out of the school. But I had the strength to resist and hurried off to school. Okay, resist means, right, the meaning. Resisting means to withstand. To withstand the action of. To withstand the action of. Okay, anyhow, okay, he decided to go for the school, hurried off to school. When I passed the town hall, there was a crowd in front of the bulletin board. Bulletin board means nothing but notice board. For the last 2 years, all our bad news had come from there. The lost battles, the draft, the orders of the commanding officers. Okay, when he passed this place, okay, bulletin board, that is notice board. The notice boards are very important. Okay, in schools also we have notice board. We could display some important advertisements, something. Okay, we could put in the notice board, but this part, okay, the notice board is very important. Okay, in college days, when I was studying in college time, this notice board, all the important news we could get only from the notice board, whether it is this semester exam, whether it is model exam, whether it is due date for exam fee or semester fee. All the things we get only from the notice board, not from the professors. Okay, that was how important that notice board when I was studying. Okay, here this French people, for the past 2 years, okay, for the past 2 years, all the bad news the French people got from the bulletin board. First one is they lost the battle against Persians. That is the one. Then some draft. Okay, some draft means some circulars from the Persian side. Another one is this lost, and the orders. Any orders from the commanding officers they could see from the bulletin board. Okay, so when he was crossing that bulletin board, okay, for the last 2 years I got all the bad news from the bulletin board. Okay, and I thought to myself without stopping, what can be the matter now? Okay, when he was crossing, okay, he had, okay, all the people are standing there and seeing the bulletin board. What is the importance today? Okay, that is the in the mind of this boy. Then as I hurried by as fast I could go, the blacksmith watcher who was there with his apprentice. Okay, blacksmith watcher, apprentice means, right, the meaning. What is the meaning of apprentice? Apprentice means a trainee, especially in a skilled trade. Okay, apprentice means okay, a trainee, especially in a skilled trade, that people are called as apprentice. Okay, so called after apprentice, reading the bulletin, called after me. Okay, this blacksmith, the watcher, and his apprentice were watching the bulletin board and called this small boy. Okay, don't go so fast, bub. Bub refers to, right, the meaning of bub means here it refers to a little boy. Okay, don't go so fast, Bob. You will get to your school in plenty of time. They made a very ironical or sarcastical remark, okay, to this boy. He came to know that I thought he was making fun of me and reached M. Hamel's little garden all out of breath. Okay, he was running, okay, out of breath. He reached the garden of M. Hamel where he was learning. Usually, when school began, there was a great bustle which could be heard out in the street. The opening and the closing of desk, lessons repeated in unison, very loud, with our hands over our ears to understand better, and the teacher's great ruler rapping on the table. Okay, so here some qualities of schools, okay, or how the school should be, they have given there. Okay, so usually when school began, there was great bustle. Bustle, what is the meaning of bustle? Move in a energetic manner. Okay, so when a school is running, if you move in that way, you should know that. Okay, move in a energetic manner. There was some activities is going on, we could see when you are moving out of the school, which could be heard out in the street. Okay, when we are traveling in the street, we could know that. Okay, the school was running. Then the opening and closing of desk, lessons repeated in unison. Unison means, see the glossary, simultaneous utterance of words. What is the meaning? Simultaneous utterance of word. What is simultaneous? Already these type of words are very common in English. Simultaneous, happening at the same time. Okay, simultaneous utterance of words. Okay, children, after the teacher, they are taking the class, children will repeat that. Okay, that is in unison. We could hear all those things repeated in unison, very loud, with our hands over our ears to understand better, and the teacher's great ruler rapping on the table. It is quite rare to see. Okay, teachers are keeping a ruler. Rapping means striking with a series of rapid audible blows. Okay, when I was a young boy, I could see so many incidents. Okay, my teachers had a stick. Okay, with the help of the sticks, they threatened the children. Nowadays it is not like that, but this lesson, it was like that, ruler rapping or just making the noise on the table. But now it was all so still. I have counted on the commotion to get to my desk without being seen. Okay, I had counted on the commotion. Right, the meaning of commotion. Commotion means the act of disturbing motion. The act of disturbing motion is a commotion. Okay, so I had counted on the commotion to get into my desk without being seen. Okay, so his intention, okay, without seen by this M. Hamel, he wanted to go into his place. Okay, but of course that day everything had to be as quiet as Sunday morning. Through the window, I saw my classmates already in their places, and M. Hamel walking up and down with his terrible iron ruler under his arm. Okay, so when he thought to enter into his place without seeing by M. Hamel, but it was very rare thing was going on. Okay, all the friends of this small boy were sitting in their place. This M. Hamel keeping the ruler on his arms and moving here and there. Okay, I had to open the door and go in before everybody. You can imagine how I blushed and how frightened I was. Blushed means to move quickly. Blush means, write the meaning, to move quickly. Okay, so for example, think in your mind, okay, if you are late for the class after 9, okay, after the prayer, you are going to the class, your class teacher is sitting inside the class. Okay, definitely they will ask so many questions to you. Okay, at present it is entirely different, your mind, I don't know. Okay, in once upon a time it was the same, they had a frightening mind. Okay, So I blushed and how frightened I was. The small boy was frightened by M. Hemel, okay, because Hemel gave a study portion for this small boy. At the same time, he did not know even a single word of participle. But nothing happened. M. Hemel saw me and said very kindly, "Go to your place quickly, little Franz. We were beginning without you." Okay, he got a very kind word. Okay, this M. Hemel was waiting for this small boy, little Franz, okay, to start his class. Okay, he is now very confident. At the initial time, okay, he was frightening what the M. Hemel will say, but it was entirely different. Okay, we are waiting for you to start the class. I jumped over the bench and sat down at my desk. Not till then, when I had got a little over my fright, did I see that our teacher had on his beautiful green coat, his frilled shirt, and a little black silk cap, all embroidered, that he never wore except on inspection and praise day. Okay, another very unusual thing was happening. Okay, you know very well about the condition of France at the time. The territory of Alsace and Lorraine were under the control of Persians. Okay, so at the time, what were the important things going on? Yes. When he was coming for school, he had a very strange incidents he has seen. First one is people standing in front of bulletin board. For the past 2 years, he got all the bad news from the bulletin board. Another one is this blacksmith commanded over this man. Another one is the classroom, the school was like a Sunday, okay, not like an ordinary working day. Another one is the dress code of the teacher. Okay, normally this M. Hemel never wore that type of dress, okay, in the common days, but only in special days he wore that type of dress. What is the dress? It is a beautiful green coat. Okay, wearing a beautiful green coat is a frilled shirt. Okay, at the time that type of frilled shirts were famous, and a little black silk cap. Okay, wearing a cap all embroidered, that never wore during only special days of inspection and prize distribution days only. He wore that type of dress. Besides, the whole class seems so strange and solemn. But the thing that surprised me most was to see on the back benches that were always empty, the village people sitting quietly like ourselves. Okay, so another strange things happened. Okay, the class was very silent. Okay, at the time, normally in the last benches of the classroom were empty all the days, but today it was a strange to see all the elderly people from the village. Okay, who are the people sitting there? Old Hauser with his three-cornered hat, the former mayor. Okay, so former mayor, the old Hauser, okay, wearing a three-cornered hat. Okay, those people has the habit of wearing the hat or cap. Okay, at the time. Okay, three-cornered hat. The former mayor, the former postmaster, and several others besides. Okay, they were sitting at the back rows. Okay, everybody looked sad, and Horser had brought an old primer thumbed at the edge, and he held it open on his knees with his great spectacles lying across the page. Okay, primer means write the meaning of a primer. It refers to a children's book. A children's book intended to teach literacy. What is the meaning of primer book? The old this former mayor is keeping. Okay, that is the children's book intended to teach literacy. Okay, you all know very well. Small children nowadays they have alphabet books. Yes, wild animal books. Yes, domestic animal books. Okay, like that. Okay, numbers. Okay, such a books. An old primer thumbed at the edge Okay, thumbed means, see the meaning, a book which has been read often and bearing the marks of frequent handling. Okay, so this book, what this book is keeping, often used by this old mayor. Okay, because of the marks in the books. Okay, you all know very well. If a new books looks very neat, yes, old books means at the edge it is folded. Okay, all these things. Okay, the color of the books may be changed. Okay, come. Everybody looked sad, and the horser had brought a old primer thumbed at the edge, and he held it open on his knees with his great spectacles lying across the pages. Now he is keeping the book and wearing the spectacles and seeing the book. While I was wondering about it all, young Hamel mounted his chair and in some grave and gentle tone which he had used to me said, "My children, this is the lost lesson I shall give you." Okay, so why this Hamel says this was my last class? Okay, we know, okay, or probably we know what was happening in that place. Okay, so I said in the introduction, okay, these people not only wanted the territory but also dominated by their language. Okay, that is very important, and their culture and their behavior. Okay, all these things they want to bring to that place. Okay, come, mounted means, write the meaning of mount. To get upon. Okay, M Hamel, to get upon. Then grave means low in pitch. Okay, now come to the small boy did not know what was happening there, but he has seen so many strange incident was going on in that school or surrounding areas. Okay, so M Hamel mounted his chair. Okay, get upon his chair, and in the same grave and gentle tone he started to narrate his class. Okay, "My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you. The order has come from Berlin to teach only German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine." See the condition. Okay, so now somewhat is very clear. Okay, they got the order from Berlin. Oh, what is which part is called as Berlin? Any importance of Berlin? Berlin is the capital city of Germany. Yes. Okay, come. So here the order had come from Berlin to teach only in German in Alsace and Lorraine. Okay, that is the reason. "The new master comes tomorrow. This is your last French lesson. I want you to be very attentive." Okay, have you understood? So this is the last lesson. Okay, for M. Hamel. Okay, for French. Okay, the part is French, France. So this is the last day they can learn French. After that, tomorrow another new teacher is coming to teach German language. Okay, what a thunderclap these words were to me. Okay, to produce a loud burst of sound. Okay, how happy the small boy. Okay, normally, okay, till last year I think so. Okay, if you say 2 days leave or 3 days leave, if you say to the children were so happy. But now nearly 8 months or 9 months the children have been, okay, in their home. Okay, so here on hearing this last lesson, this small child, this Franz, was very happy. Okay, oh, the riches, that was what they had put up at the town hall. Okay, riches here refers to miserable. Oh, the riches, that was what they had put up at the town hall. Now only he came to know that in town hall, in the bulletin board, they were reading those news. "My last French lesson, why I hardly knew how to write. I should never learn any more. I must stop there then. Oh, how sorry I was for not learning my lesson." Okay, now this small boy, okay, "My last French lesson, why I hardly knew how to write." He did not know to write the French language. Okay, I should never learn anymore. Okay, so here this small boy did not know his native language. For example, our people, okay, as a child, do you know to read and write our Tamil language? Okay, here the same, okay, the French language. This small boy did not know to write. Hereafter he could not learn the French language. Then I should never learn anymore. I must stop there. Then, oh, how sorry I was for not learning my lessons, for seeking birds' eggs or going sliding on the. Okay, so what he did means, okay, he did not learn anything, but in search of eggs, and he went for the sliding on the shore. My books that had seemed such a nuisance a while ago, so heavy to carry, my grammar and my history of the saints were old friends now that I could not give up. Okay, now he is thinking, okay, already the books were very heavy for him, the grammar book as well as the history book for this small boy. Okay, how hardly I knew how to write. I should never learn anymore. I must stop there. Then how sorry I was for not learning my lessons, for seeking birds' eggs or going sliding on the shore. What is the meaning of shore? Means a river in northeast France and West Germany at the border. Alsace and Lorraine means it is the border of France and Germany. Okay, so the Saar river is in the northeast France and West Germany. For this France it was northeast. For Germany it was western. Okay, the remaining story we will see in the following class. Thank you, students.